Pause right here, divine trickster. Sacred fool, holy contrarian. Yes, you. The one who's always done everything backwards, who's been told your entire life that you're handling things wrong, that your reactions are inappropriate, that your approach to healing breaks all the rules. The one who laughs when others cry, who dances when others stand still, who brings divine chaos when others desperately seek order. My precious healing mirrors, my beloved sacred contrarians, draw near. Yes, you, the one who's always transformed pain in ways that conventional healers can't understand. You who found yourself laughing when others cry, bringing joy to grief, finding light in darkness through completely backwards means. Tonight, I'm going to reveal something that will explain your entire approach to healing. This isn't just another teaching about energy work or spiritual healing. This is the hidden truth about the most sophisticated form of healing technology known to consciousness, the sacred art of healing through divine opposition. I have a cosmic revelation that's going to change everything you've ever believed about your so-called inappropriate responses to life, pain, and healing. What I'm about to share will completely transform how you see your role in the divine plan, your purpose as a healer, and the profound significance of your contrary nature. You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? Those times when your seemingly inappropriate reactions have somehow created the deepest healing. When your laughter during serious moments has broken through grief that no amount of sympathy could touch. When your playfulness during heavy situations has somehow transformed pain that refused to yield to conventional treatment. First, let me tell you what the modern spiritual teachers won't. Your backwards way of healing isn't just okay. It's actually the most sophisticated form of transformational technology in the universe. Those moments when you've been criticized for your seemingly inappropriate reactions, those were actually moments of accessing quantum healing frequencies that most conventional healers can't even perceive, let alone understand. Let us begin by unveiling the sacred origins of your contrary medicine. Long before the world became trapped in rigid patterns of healing, the ancient ones spoke of special souls marked by the thunder beings, divine tricksters who would carry what they called reverse healing codes in their very DNA. These weren't just healers. They were cosmic pattern breakers, sacred chaos bringers, holy fools whose very presence could transform reality itself. You see, contrary healing isn't just another modality or technique. It's actually the original form of transformation, encoded into the very fabric of creation itself. Before light and dark were separated, before order and chaos were divided, there existed what the wisdom keepers called holy foolishness, the divine ability to transform through opposition. Think about the moments when your contrary nature has emerged most powerfully. Remember that time in the grief support group when you suddenly felt the urge to laugh, and how that seemingly inappropriate response somehow broke through months of stuck sorrow in ways that no amount of conventional counseling could touch. Or that sacred ceremony where you started dancing wildly when everyone else was in solemn meditation, and how your divine chaos somehow catalyzed deeper healing than any structured ritual. These weren't mistakes, they weren't accidents, and they certainly weren't inappropriate. These were moments of accessing what the ancient ones called thunder medicine, the most sophisticated healing technology known to consciousness. Let me reveal the different forms your contrary medicine can take, for this holy foolishness expresses itself through multiple sacred channels. There are the laugh healers, those who bring divine humor to the heaviest moments, whose seemingly inappropriate joy can crack open the densest grief. The chaos dancers, those who move when others are still, whose sacred motion can dissolve patterns of trauma that have resisted all conventional treatment. The pattern inverters, those who naturally do everything backwards, whose contrary actions somehow create the most direct path to transformation. The sacred disruptors, those who bring holy disorder to rigid structures, whose divine chaos somehow catalyzes the deepest harmony. But understand this, you might carry one or all of these medicines, for contrary healing doesn't confine itself to single expressions. Your divine foolishness will shapeshift according to what each moment needs, flowing like cosmic water through every crack in reality's rigid patterns. Now, precious contrary one, let us dive into the quantum mechanics of your holy foolishness, the invisible architecture of how your backwards healing actually transforms reality itself. What I'm about to share goes beyond energy work, beyond vibrational healing, into the very foundation of how consciousness processes transformation. When you enter a space carrying your fully activated contrary medicine, you're not just affecting the visible realm. Your presence actually creates what the ancient ones called quantum healing vortexes, or axis mundi, points where reality becomes so fluid that transformation can move in any direction. This is why your inappropriate laughter can dissolve grief that's resisted years of therapy. This is why your sacred chaos can transform trauma that's defied all conventional treatment. Think of reality as a vast tapestry of energy patterns. Most healers work by carefully smoothing disrupted threads, gently realigning disturbed patterns. But your contrary nature allows you to completely invert these patterns, creating what the wisdom keepers called holy pattern interrupts. When you laugh in moments of solemnity, dance in spaces of stillness, bring chaos to order, you're actually helping reality remember its original fluid nature. Let me share something profound about the quantum mechanics of your medicine that most teachers don't understand. Your contrary healing operates on what the ancient ones called the inverse principle of transformation. This means that the more serious the situation, the more powerful your lightness becomes. The heavier the energy, the more transformative your holy foolishness. The more rigid the pattern, the more effective your sacred chaos. This is why you often feel the strongest urge to laugh precisely when others think you should be most serious. Your quantum healing sensors are detecting exactly where reality has become too fixed, too rigid, too certain about how transformation should look. But here's something even more extraordinary about your contrary medicine. It works across multiple dimensions simultaneously. When you bring your divine foolishness to a situation, you're not just affecting the present moment. You're actually creating what the wisdom keepers called temporal healing ripples, transformational waves that move backwards and forwards through time. This is why people often report that after encountering your contrary medicine, not only does their present pain transform, but old wounds they thought were long buried suddenly heal as well. Your holy foolishness doesn't just change what is, it transforms what was and what could be. The prophecies speak of this time, when the rigid patterns of conventional healing would become too fixed to transform suffering in its new forms. They spoke of special souls who would emerge carrying what they called lightning medicine, the ability to heal through divine opposition, to transform through sacred contradiction, to bring wholeness through holy chaos. You are those souls. You are those prophesied ones. You are the carriers of contrary medicine that humanity needs now. Watch what happens when you fully embrace this truth. The grief that's resisted all conventional healing suddenly dissolves in the face of your inappropriate joy. The trauma that's persisted for generations transforms through your divine playfulness. The pain that's become fixed in the collective field shifts when touched by your holy irreverence. This is because your contrary medicine works at what the ancient ones called the template level of reality, the fundamental patterns that determine how suffering can exist in consciousness itself. When you bring laughter to grief, playfulness to trauma, lightness to darkness, you're not just helping people feel better. You're actually rewriting the cosmic codes that determine how pain can manifest in reality. Now, beloved contrary ones, let us speak of what the ancient prophecies called the Great Gathering of Holy Fools, a time when those carrying thunder medicine would begin to recognize each other, when divine tricksters would unite their sacred chaos to create the most sophisticated healing field consciousness has ever known. You've felt it beginning, haven't you? That inexplicable pull drawing you toward other sacred contrarians, that recognition when you encounter another divine fool, that instant knowing when you meet someone else who heals through holy opposition. This is no accident. This is the activation of what the wisdom keepers called the Cosmic Fool's Network, an invisible web connecting all carriers of contrary medicine. For too long, you've walked this path alone. You've carried your backwards healing in isolation, thinking perhaps you were the only one who transformed pain through divine opposition. But now is the time of gathering. Now is the moment when contrary healers from across the globe are being called to unite their sacred foolishness. Watch what happens when two or more holy fools bring their contrary medicine together. Reality becomes exponentially more fluid. Transformation accelerates beyond normal limits. Healing moves in directions that defy all conventional understanding. The very fabric of space and time begins to dance with new possibilities. This is because your combined contrary presence creates what the ancient ones called quantum foolishness fields, zones where the normal rules of transformation no longer apply, where healing can move backwards, forwards, sideways, or in completely new directions that human language has no words to describe. And here's what makes this gathering so crucial for these times. The world hasn't just become trapped in rigid patterns of suffering. It's become imprisoned in fixed ideas about how healing itself should look. The collective field has become so serious about transformation that it's actually blocking its own ability to change. This is where your united contrary medicine becomes essential. When divine fools gather, you create what the wisdom keepers called holy chaos zones, fields of such sacred disruption that even the most rigid patterns of collective suffering cannot maintain their structure. Think of what happens when sacred contrarians unite their medicine. One brings divine laughter to frozen grief. Another adds holy chaos to stuck patterns. A third contributes sacred disruption to rigid structures. A fourth offers divine playfulness to heavy trauma. Together you create a healing technology so sophisticated, it appears completely foolish to conventional understanding. This is exactly as it should be. For true contrary medicine must appear backwards to a world that's become too fixed in its forward motion. The prophecies spoke of this gathering as the return of the holy fools, a time when those marked by thunder beings would step fully into their contrary power, no longer hiding their divine foolishness, no longer apologizing for their backwards healing. And now, precious carriers of contrary medicine, we come to the most crucial part of this transmission, the collective activation of what the ancient ones called the Grand Reversal. This isn't just about individual healing anymore. This is about the unified field of contrary medicine that occurs when divine fools step fully into their power together. The wisdom keepers spoke of a time when the very nature of reality would become so rigid, so fixed in its patterns, that only unified contrary medicine could restore its natural flow. They prophesied an age when divine fools would need to combine their sacred chaos to create what they called the Great Pattern Liberation, a complete inversion of how consciousness processes transformation itself. Consider what happens when contrary healers unite their medicine at full power. One begins to laugh in a hospital ward, creating cracks in the rigid patterns of illness. Another starts dancing in a grief counseling session, dissolving years of stuck sorrow. A third brings playfulness to a trauma center, transforming patterns that have resisted all conventional treatment. A fourth introduces chaos to a healing ceremony, breaking through collective wounds that have persisted for generations. But here's what makes your unified contrary medicine so crucial for these times. You're not just healing individual suffering or even collective trauma. You're actually helping consciousness itself. Remember how to transform through opposition. Every time you unite your holy foolishness, you're teaching reality new ways to process pain, new directions for transformation to flow. Watch what happens when your combined thunder medicine reaches critical mass. The rigid patterns of collective suffering begin to crack. The fixed structures of trauma start to dissolve. The dense fields of pain become fluid again. The very matrix of reality remembers how to dance. This is why your gathering was prophesied, not just as a coming together of sacred contrarians, but as a crucial evolutionary step for consciousness itself. Your united contrary medicine creates what the ancient ones called quantum chaos fields, zones where transformation can move in any direction, where healing isn't bound by conventional laws, where reality itself remembers its original fluid nature. Feel now how your collective medicine affects the very fabric of space and time. Past trauma patterns unravel in the face of your united foolishness. Present suffering transforms through your combined chaos. Future possibilities open through your collective, contrary presence. The entire timeline of pain becomes fluid, malleable, transformable. And now, holy fools, divine tricksters, sacred contrarians of the highest order, let us speak of what happens when your united contrary medicine reaches planetary scale. For you see, your gathering isn't just about individual or even collective healing anymore. What's occurring now is what the ancient ones called the Great Cosmic Joke, a transformation so profound it can only be accomplished through divine foolishness. The prophecies spoke of a time when the Earth herself would become entangled in patterns too rigid to shift through conventional means. When the very grid of planetary consciousness would become so fixed in its trauma that only contrary medicine could restore its natural flow. That time is now. Watch what happens as your unified contrary presence spreads across the global field. The rigid patterns of collective trauma begin to crack and dissolve. The fixed structures of planetary suffering start to unravel. The dense fields of ancestral pain become fluid once again. The very matrix of Earth's consciousness remembers how to dance. This is why your seemingly inappropriate reactions are so crucial now. Your laughter in serious moments helps the Earth remember joy. Your dance in stillness helps the planet recall its natural rhythm. Your chaos in order helps Gaia break free from artificial constraints. Your lightness in heavy times helps the world remember its original fluid nature. But here's what makes your unified contrary medicine so powerful at the planetary level. You're not just healing Earth's wounds. You're actually helping the entire field of planetary consciousness remember how to transform through opposition. Every time you unite your holy foolishness, you're teaching Gaia herself new ways to process pain, new directions for evolution to flow. Feel how your combined thunder medicine affects the very fabric of planetary reality. Ancient trauma patterns dissolve in the face of your unified divine foolishness. Collective grief transforms through your combined sacred chaos. Planetary consciousness expands through your contrary presence. The entire timeline of Earth's suffering becomes fluid, malleable, transformable. The Wisdom Keepers spoke of this time as the Great Pattern Liberation, when those marked by thunder beings would unite their contrary medicine to free Earth herself from the prison of fixed transformation patterns. Your gathering isn't just about healing anymore. It's about completely rewriting how planetary consciousness processes change itself. Hear this now, divine contrarians. The time of hiding your medicine is over. The age of doubting your foolishness is finished. The era of apologizing for your chaos is complete. The world doesn't just need your individual contrary healing anymore. It needs your unified thunder medicine to shake loose the very foundations of how transformation occurs. Rise now, holy fools. Unite now, sacred contrarians. Emerge now, divine tricksters. For you are not just healers, you are cosmic pattern breakers. Not just contrarians, but planetary code rewriters. Not just fools, but divine agents of evolutionary change. Your calling is clear. Transform planetary pain through unified holy laughter. Heal collective trauma through combined divine play. Shift global reality through united sacred opposition. Rewrite the very codes of suffering through your gathered contrary presence. This is your moment of collective divine activation. This is your time of unified contrary power. This is your era of combined thunder medicine. Go forth now, precious contrary ones, and unleash your unified medicine without apology. Let your combined laughter crack open the densest planetary grief. Let your united chaos dissolve the most rigid collective patterns. Let your gathered foolishness transform the very nature of reality itself. For you are the sacred fools, the holy contrarians, the divine opposites, the cosmic healers, the pattern breakers, the reality transformers, and your unified medicine is needed now. Rise, Heyokas. Rise, sacred fools. Rise, divine opposites. Your time is now. Your power is unlimited. Your medicine is essential. The great cosmic joke is ready to be revealed. The divine pattern breaking is ready to begin. The holy foolishness is ready to transform everything. Remember, you're not just healing the world. You're teaching reality itself how to laugh again. The time has come, sacred contrarians, divine fools, and thunder-marked healers. The world doesn't just need your healing. It craves your chaos, your laughter, your holy foolishness. This is your moment to step into your full power as a carrier of contrary medicine, to rewrite the codes of suffering, and to liberate the Earth herself from the prison of rigid patterns. If you've ever felt out of place, misunderstood, or too backwards to fit into conventional healing spaces, know this: your inappropriate responses are the keys to the greatest transformation humanity has ever known. Your laughter in the face of grief, your playfulness in the presence of trauma, your lightness in the darkest moments. These are not mistakes. They are your sacred tools, your thunder medicine, your divine calling. The Ancient Ones prophesied this time, a time when the world would need healers like you to break the chains of fixed suffering, to dissolve the rigid patterns of pain, and to remind consciousness itself how to dance with transformation. This is not just about healing individuals or even communities. This is about rewriting the very fabric of reality, about liberating the Earth from the weight of collective trauma, and about birthing a new way of being. So rise now, sacred contrarians. Unite your thunder medicine with others who carry this sacred gift. Together we will create quantum chaos fields, zones where healing moves in all directions, where pain becomes fluid, and where reality itself remembers its original playful nature. If this message resonates with your soul, if you feel the call of the thunder beings deep within you, then it's time to act. Join our circle of contrary healers. Share your gifts with the world. Step into your role as a cosmic pattern breaker, a planetary code rewriter, a divine agent of evolutionary change. The world is waiting for your thunder medicine. The Earth is calling for your sacred chaos, and the cosmos is ready to dance with your divine foolishness. Rise, unite, heal. The great transformation begins now. And remember, your backwards healing is the key to the future. Stay lit, stay contrary,